When I first got elected, I asked people what they wanted me to do. The first thing they said was jobs. Second thing they wanted was after-school programs, summer programs for their kids. They wanted the neighborhoods cleaned up. They wanted art. They wanted programs to let people who have made a mistake in their lives and have gone to prison or gone to jail to get re-entered into the community. And those are the things that we've continued to work on. Well, almost everyone wants to do something about the homeless problem. People know that it's a problem, they see people, they want to do something about it. But they don't want the shelters everywhere. They don't want the shelters in the middle of neighborhoods. They don't want them near parks. They don't want them near schools. They don't want them near libraries. The shelters have to have a hard stand, a concrete stand. They have to have access to water, sewage, and power. So that really narrows the number of places that you can actually put a shelter. Fortunately, though, there's another philosophy of scattered shelters where you rent a house and you put 5 or 6 people in that house and provide services. Naturally, that's less efficient and more expensive than housing 100 people at a time. But that's what we can do to spread it out. Well, what I like for Meadowview, I think, is what everyone wants for their area. We want Meadowview to be a viable option for anyone looking to buy a home, to raise a family, to start a business, or to do shopping and do other retail. We want it to be a viable option just like Citrus Heights is, just like some of the other areas in Sacramento are.
What are one or two of the biggest hurdles or the biggest things that Meadowview needs to get there?
Well, one, we need incentives to fill out the brownfields. We have quite a bit of property that's vacant, that's just sitting there. And the property owners, for one reason or another, are not moving to do anything to develop the property. So we need incentives to get them off the dime, to get them to develop their properties. We need facade grants so we can standardize the facades on our strip malls. Excuse me. We need additional lighting along some of our corridors. We need parking lot grants so we can get parking lots repaved. Then we need things like the project that we're working on now on 24th Street to take down the chain link fence, put in drought-tolerant landscaping, easy to maintain landscaping. So people who work very hard, 1 or 2 jobs, who don't have time to come home to tend to their lawns, will have an easier time of it, making their community look more presentable. Well, it's hard to quantify, but when I talk to brokers, they will mention numbers anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, $15,000 depreciation on a home's value if it has a chain link fence around it or the adjacent property has a chain link fence. And the question that potential buyers will ask is, why do you need a chain link fence? What are you afraid of? And we know that District 8 is one of the safest districts in the city, always the second or third lowest in crime, month after month, year after year. So just the chain link fences and the perception that it gives lowers property values, that means somebody's wealth is getting decreased. You know, in the 70s, these were starter homes for people, 50s, 60s, 70s starter homes. And then as people got raises, they moved out, and some of them rented, some of them sold, and the neighborhood changed its character a little bit. So for a while there was a lot of crime here. Thanks to Sam Pennell, the council member before me, before Bonnie, he made it his life's work to clean out all the crack houses and all the drug houses. And Sam really cleaned it up. But the area still maintained its reputation, even though those things were no longer happening.
Those reputations, they stick, you know?
I know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Are you born and raised Meadowview? Are you from
No.
here?
I was born in Virginia.
Okay.
I'm an Army guy.
Oh, cool.
Stayed in 23 years, and Sacramento was my last assignment.
Huh.
And I looked around and said, where should I go after I retired?
Yeah.
And I said, I like it here. I like it right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been here ever since '86. Well, I'd say Meadowview is one of the safest communities in Sacramento. 2, it should be a viable option for anyone wanting to have a dinner, go to a movie, go to enjoy one of the entertainment spots that we have. It's a viable spot. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to fear but fear itself. So I'm proud of this community. People who live in Meadowview stay in Meadowview. They don't go anywhere. You can look at the ages of people in here. They've been living here 20, 30, 40 years. They love the diversity of the community. They love their neighbors, and they just want a little bit of help to get things as good as it can be, both for themselves, their family, their kids, and their neighbors.